This video is brought to you by Diamond Pacific Tool Corporation. Diamond Pacific is America's favorite diamond tool, wheel, and lapidary machine manufacturers. For nearly half a century, Diamond Pacific has set the industry standard for diamond lapidary equipment. Join the majority of professional lapidaries and choose Diamond Pacific products such as their Nova wheels, Pixie, Genie, and Titan gem makers, as well as their wide selection of other high-quality lapidary diamond products. Check out Diamond Pacific today and find out why they're considered America's premier diamond lapidary tool manufacturers. All right, we're gonna go talk with Opals by Steed. Just so you folks know, he is at the north end, so you see the north end sign, and then he's right over there. So the exact opposite of the food court. North end, see the Brazilian sign, then Opals by Steed right there. We're gonna go see if they're ready to chat. All right, we are here with the man himself, Opals by Steed. Make sure to check him out on Instagram, Opals by Steed. There's the phone number there, email, and website. How you doing, brother?
Good, yeah, good, Dave. Yep, good to be back here in Tucson, and yeah, good to see you again.
Oh, fantastic. You looking good. The booth is looking fantastic.
Thank you.
How long was the setup?
Well, it was pretty hectic because we flew in the night before setup day, and then yeah, we pretty much tried to sleep off our jet lag straight in the next day. For us, it's not too bad. Probably 2-3 hours of setting up here, and then we've always got to go to Home Depot to pick up something. And yeah, it's always a hectic setup day, and day one's always hectic. But yeah, we're settled in now and happy to be here. So.
How many times have you done the 22nd Street show?
This is our second year now.
And was it your first Denver?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And we've rebooked Denver again as well. So
same spot?
Yeah, same spot in Denver.
That's a decent piece of real estate you got.
It was large. We're in a slightly larger booth this year here in 22nd Street show than we were last year. So, which is good because we've got a bit more stock with us this year, thankfully. And yeah.
So, as we talked about in the Denver show, and we'll talk about more in a little bit, you do all of the cutting here. You're obviously doing grading of your rough and all this stuff, which is fantastic because you definitely have the best rough for the best price that I've seen so far in Tucson. But you have a very special person here with you this year.
Hello, I'm the wife, Danny.
The wife. Yeah, you design a lot of the jewelry, right?
Yes, yes.
Fantastic.
So, she's the brains trust behind all the jewelry.
You see like a lot of opal that comes to our door, and it's just pieces that are special to us. Maybe it has a streak through it, or a little pattern, or just something that stuck out with a bit of character.
Some stones just speak to you more like, hey, this needs to be set the way we want to set it. So yeah, so we are very selective on the stones we use for the jewelry.
And in all price points, like.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely fantastic prices. I was checking out the website and everything was like sold out. Everything was pretty much gone.
It's nice. We're always trying to keep refurbishing our stock and trying to always to be offering our customers something new. So
before we get looking at some stuff, for folks that haven't watched the Denver show, how long have you been doing this?
Opals by Steed as a business since the start of 2020, so really only 4 years as Opals by Steed. But before that, it was cutting for my father, who's been in the industry cutting for well
He's a veteran.
56 years now. But yeah, he's still going today. He's back home in Australia. He's actually heading up to Cooper Pedy next week to check up on our house and also to buy some more opals. So
is he going to come down here?
No, well, we try to encourage him to get over here, but I don't know how he would go with the long haul flight. He has been to America.
Watch his space.
Watch this space. We're working. Hopefully Denver. Yeah.
Fantastic.
You'll watch this video, so yeah, we're putting a word on Denver. You'll hopefully see him.
So I'm super interested in your jewelry designs. Do you mind if I ask, can we look at your favorite piece here in the booth?
What's my favorite? favorite.
That's tough because they're all your babies.
Okay.
I've got one instantly that comes to my mind.
Love them or hate them. Actually.
Is yours going to be the same as mine?
So first I'll tell you, we live in Cooper Pedy. So a lot of crystal and white opal you'll find there. A lot of this is boulder opal. So this boulder opal, something like that there, it's been sitting in Steed's dad's workshop for like, what, over 30 years?
At least 30 years, and Dad doesn't cut boulder, neither do I. But Danny's put the hard word on me, Steed, you need to cut boulder. And I'm like, I'm not set up for boulder, but anyway, we've cut this particular parcel of boulder specifically for our jewellery collection.
So his dad wanted nothing to do with boulder, Steed wanted nothing to do with boulder. I'm obsessed with boulder, so we started doing a bit of boulder, and it's just like my baby.
Fantastic. You know, these are so high quality. The camera's bugging out, so I think I need to make the light struggle.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yes, that's
it's
right,
like there we go. Actually, I'm gonna. So you said it's not all boulder in this
Not
trip?
all boulder, some doublets. That one's boulder there.
Mixture of gold and silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so high quality. The light was blowing it out. Well, that's a good thing.
This is my favourite piece. This is a black opal heart shape, set in 9-carat gold. And it's a bit of a sort of a free-form heart shape, but as you move it, the colours just play and pop. It's a really nice.
Is it a step bezel open back?
This one has an open back. Actually, they all have an open
Very
back.
nice.
Yeah. And this is my second favourite, which is an opal doublet.
So doublet as in backed but not capped.
So this one has. So we use black potch as our backing. So that isn't part of the. So that's part of the stone, but it's been glued to that top layer of crystal opal, which just enhances the colour. And it comes at a whoa. And it comes. It's all happening here. Yeah, it comes at a lower price point to the black opal, but a really punchy, bright look.
These are stunning. This one's got awesome color bars going right down the middle.
These are actually like a dangle. Okay. Yeah. You're welcome to try on.
Okay, so as we were talking about doublets, we've just got this little printout here. So a solid opal obviously is just that. It's just one solid piece of opal. There's no backing, there's no glue, just opal. An opal doublet is 2 layers, hence the name doublet. So we actually use black potch, but some people use ironstone or obsidian. It just needs to be a dark base. So we use black potch, and then it's a thin slice of what we call crystal opal. And it has some transparency, so when it's attached or assembled to that black backing, the colours really pop. Essentially, it imitates a natural black opal. And then we have our triplets, which we have a nice range of here, which my mum, who's actually here with us, she cuts all of the triplets with Dad.
Oh, wow.
It's a bit of a painstaking process. It's very labour intensive, but they make large quantities at a time. So that's a black backing. They use a black glass, and then there's a very thin slice of opal. And then they use a crystal glass or crystal quartz cap. So there's 3 layers, hence the name triplet.
And you know, these aren't just practical and economical, but they're like super resilient. If you have any damage, you can just repolish the...
Yeah. I mean, any opal can be repolished. The triplet, essentially, the only downside of doublets and triplets is you do need to be careful with water exposure. But you're correct about the triplet having, because it's encased with a crystal quartz cap, so the opal's essentially protected top and bottom.
Oh, here it is.
But yeah, the only downfall of them is the water and chemical sort of, if it's sort of exposed to that regularly, it can actually cause issues with the glue layer. So that's what we...
But not with the opal similar to Ethiopians.
No,
that's not what's going on here.
Australian solid opal you can swim with it every day and it'll look the same. So Australian opal is not affected with water. Only opal triplets, but it's not the opal that's affected, it's the glue. So that's the only thing we disclose is say be mindful of wearing this excessively around water.
Fantastic.
So take it off if you're having a shower or a swim, and if you can be mindful of that, the opal triplets and doublets will, last a lifetime.
Fantastic. So while your wife is busy with some customers, I see you got a fat, brand new spread of rough all around.
Yeah, and we have more coming today. I spoke to you earlier about. We've tried to bulk up our rough. So we can start with maybe some of these chips. Now we have some more of these coming, but Opal chips they're great for sort of like pens, sort of any kind of chip artwork. So these actually are great sellers. Obviously they're too small to be what we call cutters, but they have so many uses for Opal chips these days.
Oh yeah, more and more all the time.
You see a lot of Opal pens.
And like, I feel like a lot of jewelry, a lot of practical jewelry is becoming a slight bit smaller than it was a couple decades ago.
Yeah.
This one for sure, and some of these would cut jewelry stones.
This one in particular, so this one actually, that's why it's all we got. So we've got an extra $100 on this jar. So these are 150. This one's 250 for the parcel. They're slightly larger pieces, and there are several cutters in there, which I would say would cut your sort of 0.5 to 1 carat stones. Great little ring stones, and definitely jewelry quality. So you're right about my best seller at the moment are small bright stones. Obviously the cost of gold has gone up dramatically. So if you have a large stone, it's going to be a very expensive piece. But there's still a market for them, but small stones have become more popular.
This is a great jar. 250, 70 grams, just over $3 a gram.
This one's from the 23 Mile field in Coober Pedy, which is one of Coober Pedy's premier fields.
Fantastic.
A really nice show.
Let's take a look at some of these. Smaller ones definitely can cut some of these.
Hey guys, how you doing?
If you got 1 or 2 pieces out of this jar that you can cut to incorporate in your jewelry, it pays for the jar. And there's hundreds of them in here. Also, besides inlay and different arts that you would adhere it to, you can actually make conglomerates. Sweet Jim was making some conglomerates of his chips, and they were fantastic. Everybody wanted them.
You're near there too. Yeah.
I think it would be a little bit sacrilegious to have something like that at something so nice of a booth like this. But at least for the American market, where Opal is a lot more exotic than the Australian fine Opal market, I think people, well, I know people love them.
I won't say. Oh, no. Yeah. You know what it's like. Yeah. Yeah, technically.
So you got some nice parcels here.
Yep, so these are all parcel lots. Now this is what I'd probably call more the hobbyist to beginner. There's some stones in this bag, in this parcel here, which sort of has a bit more of a unique use. Now this in Coober Pedy has been very popular. This is all Coober Pedy Opal Valley material. Very popular with the Indian market.
Is it because it's more affordable? That's why it's popular?
It's more affordable, but also the white base is very attractive. So they use it for carvings, but also this can also be every stone in here can be carved. There's every piece has got a bar of colour of some sorts. Some of the smaller pieces actually cut pretty nice little jewellery stones. So, larger pieces.
Yeah, they're pretty thick. Fantastic, yeah. Something like this, would you cut the face to get the multiple color bars, or would you chase down?
Yeah, so with this one, you'd probably come in from the back and just see how some of those lower back bars face. If they're a bit sort of dull, I'd probably chase this larger one here. If I was going to cut the stone, I'd be chasing that larger, thicker bar. The thicker the bar, hopefully you get a bit more depth of colour and hopefully be able to dome it a little bit as well.
Got a cool couple of angles of approach there.
Yeah, so this one here has got a thick bar from there up to there. So this one you should be able to sort of work with and slowly go down until you feel you're on a sort of the brightest part of the colour bar.
How much is this parcel here?
So this one here, we've got $1,000 on the parcel.
That's it?
Yeah, $1,000.
One stone in the American market, you'll make your money back.
Oh, I hope they do. Like I said, I feel if you buy on rough Opal to cut in the parcel, you should be making money on it. if you're going to take the time and the effort to cut it and then market it, you should be turning that into profit.
I say it all the time though, you know, folks that don't live in Australia that are buying and then reselling rough, a lot of the times it's just stuff that it's recycled, you know, and that's, I mean, a lot of Americans, if they had this, even if they didn't have the time to cut, they wouldn't sell this because it's so good for the price. And so you're doing a real service for people, man.
Oh, cheers. But it's also the right rough for the right person too. So I've got some other rough to talk about, which if you're looking to, you know, to cut a perfect cabochon, it's not going to be your champion. So it's all about the right rough for you and your market and what you're looking for. So this here, I'd call it sort of fun pieces. It's in the loose stuff here, the tray is what we call potch and colour. And I've just graded out a couple days that have a bit more chance of cutting some nice stones. But you know, class like this, $600. It's
600 for this?
Yeah, for the whole, no,
for this too,
and the bags as well.
Can you open that one? Well, we can keep them separated because there's one in there that's just that right there. Holy smokes!
There's a few pieces in here that should cut.
You could get $600 cutting that alone.
I hope they do, but yeah, sort of fun barry pieces. I'd call this sort of lower grade, but I mean every rough is a bit of a gamble, but you also want to make a calculated gamble. But
if you were going to cut this, would you back this particular piece?
This piece here, first thing I'll do is take off all that matrixy stuff and clean it up. It will be a thinner piece. It might be chunky now, but by the time you clean up all the potch and you know, sort of host stone, it's going to be a smaller stone. Sometimes it just, to get it clean, you've made it so small that you're better off just making it into a doublet. But there are quite a lot of pieces in here that would cut solids.
Well, I think it's particularly awesome that you're selling the lot, because if it's waste on that stone, if you lost 60%, you know, so 600.
That's why I always try to sell parcels, because if it doesn't go your way, you've got quantity. My dad says you buy parcels because if you have a few problems with a few stones, you can cut your way out of it with quantity.
Damn, this is good. Those are just glowing through the dirty bag. $600, that is nuts.
Actually, we call it a hobbyist fun parcel, this one.
Fantastic. And then there's this one here. This one, obviously.
Now this would make a nice mixture of solids and doublets. Nice barry material. It's we call it crystal opal, mostly green gold.
Would you make this one a doublet?
That one I'd probably go a doublet, yeah. Generally I like to keep my solids at least 2 to 2.5 millimeters thick. It looks thin because it's such a large piece, but by the time you bring it in, you probably find you would be able to get away with making it a solid at a safe enough thickness to be able to set in jewellery.
Is it fantastic? And how much is this parcel?
This one I've got 500 on it.
Oh damn, that's so good.
What we got? 2 ounces, $250 an ounce.
I'm not trying to knock anybody, but on TikTok I see people cutting the smallest piece of boulder, getting $300-400 for the very basic colors, and these are
that's the thing with
no brain.
There's no price control.
Yeah.
You know, and every market's different.
There's no brainer on. This is
that
a
would be the
boy.
king piece.
Yeah. This is so 5, 6, no 6,
So
1,000.
6 on this. Yeah.
I want to see these things gone. I don't want to come back here and then still be here.
I hope you're right, this one here, this one can be cut. It's more of almost like a specimen, real thick piece. What are we? 112 grams, $250 as a specimen. Now, if you're brave, you could go in there and try and chase a nice bluey, electric blue black stone. You're going to need a decent trim saw. It's a big chunky black knobby. Doesn't really resemble a knobby, but this is actually a knobby from Cook and Field, Lightning Ridge. And it's lovely electric blue colour, but
even if you
take it out of the bag if you like.
Oh please! Even if you just kept the rub, folks, and you just trimmed off the potch, and you had like a free form, you could put that in silver or gold, and
yeah, no,
that's a killer piece.
you could try and chase some of that junk off there, that grey potch, and see. I mean, there is a bit of a stone there. So basically, someone can have a bit of fun with this one. Go and chase an electric blue stone, but it's big, chunky, knobby.
And it's only $250.
$250.
We spent more than that on barbecue last night for the family.
Well, $250 for someone to have some fun, and hopefully, if it goes your way, you'll be able to, you know, make a few dollars on it too. But at least have a bit of fun.
Or like a teacher who wants a good example for their students that they can pass around.
Yeah,
that's not going to fall on the ground and get lost.
Yeah, that's right. Against a parcel. So once again, we've got another parcel here. This one I've got $700 on. Now this is the potch and colour of the parcel, and then in here are the what we call the tops. So some of these pieces is where you'll be hopefully cutting your money. Nice sort of green-blue crystal. So this here, probably a few doublets maybe, but mainly the cutters are in this bag here.
It's nice that you took them out. I think a lot of people would probably just put them in there to make it all look like that. You're really ethical, man.
Yeah, you sort of like to, you know, show the cutters. Basically, you're paying $700 for this bag. This sort of comes in with it as a parcel deal. And you know, in here there's some fun pieces that you might be able to cut something and have a bit of fun with. A few small stones, a few doublets. Or if you're sort of just starting off, you work through this, and when you feel you're getting confident, then you go on to the colour. So great beginner's parcel.
I mean, this piece here, folks, just this one alone, get a couple $100 for the American market. And that's so much to play with. You said it was
$700 for the parcel.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Got some more over here too.
Start getting onto some better material. Now this is one of my favourite regions in Australia, Anamuka. Now Anamuka is about 4 hours south of Coopapiti by car.
And so when I think Anamuka, because I'm not the most knowledgeable opal guy, I think of the sugar.
Yeah, the matrix.
And I had no idea that there was just great quality opal that didn't have to be sugared over there.
No. So Anamuka has really everything across the board. They even find black opal in Anamuka. They find fossils. You're thinking of the matrix opal, which is treated, but this is crystal opal. This does not need to be treated. This will cut solid material and doublets. As far as purple blue goes, this stuff is very bright purple blue. There's a few pieces in here that are, once they're cleaned up, they'll make some really, really lovely jewellery stones.
Fantastic. Is it $2,000 for both bags?
Both bags, yeah. Now this is all from the same parcel. I bought this from the same miner, and then this is a bit more of the green. So this stuff is probably a bit higher quality than the purple, purely because it has more green in it.
Which is sometimes a less common color than the blue?
Blue purple is more common than the green.
Ooh.
It's an interesting stone, that one. You could actually leave that potch line in it just to make a bit more of a character stone, but if it was mine, I would probably slice that potch off and make a nice teardrop, nice blue-green teardrop. You can see how it faces underneath the skin.
Fantastic. These are just electric.
Sorry. That's right. We need a social security number to be able to have like a sat machine. Oh, okay. For Australian. Yeah, Anamuka is one of my favourite opal regions. It's very healthy, stable opal. And what I mean by that is it's very rare that Anamuka opal ever cracks. It's got a very low water content, so it has a tremendous sort of record of being stable opal. So actually, I think it's one of the crown jewels that the Queen wears is actually an Anamuka stone.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
No way.
It's a magnificent stone.
I had no idea.
My father back early 70s mined in Anamuka. He found a bit of opal, and what he found in Anamuka, he actually bought his house in Lapidary with.
No way.
So we got a bit of history of Anamuka, and yeah, I just love the opal from there, and it has some beautiful crystal.
Must have been quite a piece.
Yeah, he found a couple. There's only a few small parcels back then, but in today's money, it would have been probably worth a lot more. Now we go on to a bit more of a higher price point. So both of these bags are $4,000. Both are from the opposite side of Australia. So this here is Lightning Ridge seam opal. This comes from Darwin field. And sort of big pieces. That one probably the weakest piece I picked up. You can see it sort of blue, electric blue on black. So,
boom.
So this is what we call black opal.
Fantastic.
So yeah, pick a few up and have a sift through. Yeah,
the potch is so dark over there. It has to lend to the.
When you face it, that blue. That's what we call electric blue. When it has that sort of real dark backing on it, the natural potch, it makes the colours really kick. So pieces like that. This is the parcel just how I bought it from the miners. I bought it specifically for the show in my last trip in Lightning Ridge, and it'll cut. See this one here is a nice one. The colour bar goes right through. I mean, they'll cut flat stones, but because black opal obviously is worth so much, and when a few of these stones do go your way, I hope that the person who buys it is able to make some profit on it.
I think in America, Lightning Ridge is probably one of the
more well known.
Yeah, it's like the Kingman of.
It is, and for the reason that the world's most expensive and valuable opals do come from Lightning Ridge. I've got a soft spot for all fields in Australia. I love the crystal opal from Lapidary, Anamuka, but as far as price per carat goes, there's always an exception, but generally black opal is the highest price per carat that it can achieve. You're talking sort of $20,000–$30,000 per carat for the top quality black opal.
Have you ever had the pleasure of cutting any of those?
I've cut a couple. My dad has cut some exceptional ones. The best black opal I've ever seen is one that my dad cut, and we call it the straw. It was the straw pattern stone, and we just refer to it as the straw pattern because it had this vivid red, perfect straw pattern configuration. It was just that stone actually changed my life. When I saw that, it was when I went full opal is my life now.
Wow.
I've never looked back since I saw that stone. That it's what I love about opal. It can be so beautiful. It can bring a rough and ready, rugged man to his knees with beauty. Like when you see that in the wall, or you first pick it out of the dirt that you've washed, to the bloke that cuts it, it does something magical to you. Top quality opal. So,
amazing.
Yeah, now that was an astounding piece. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get anything that special out of here, but as far as for blue lovers and blue on black lovers, yeah, there's some nice barry pieces.
If you do find one, whoever gets this, folks, bring it back and show Steed. He'll trade you for some more rough.
Hopefully. Yeah. I hope so. So now we move back to my home, Lapidary, and this is from the Opal Valley field. Now I've just sort of graded it out in sizes, but I've got 4,000 on the parcel. Now I have rubbed one piece. You see I'm not down quite on the bar yet, but it faces nice and clean, sort of blue gold. It's not really picking up in the video, but this is what we call barry material. So it has nice thick colour bars going through the stone. You see here too. So they're going to cut quite large stones. I mean, I faced one off just to see how it faces for whoever buys it. And yeah, it's going to face nice green material.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Another nice one there. Sorry, you might be
no, it's okay.
In your light.
Boom. So, did your father, the house that your father bought with the piece of opal he cut, did you grow up there?
No, I grew up where Mum and Dad live now, which is on the coast. Mum and Dad moved the year before I was born, 1988. And so I didn't grow up in Kudapiti, but I grew up going to Kudapiti because he'd go up every few weeks to buy opal. Oh, wow. And he still does to this day.
Ooh, this one is...
Yeah, it should cut a nice mixture of small to large stones. It's what we call a good cutting parcel. You know, each piece you want to touch on the wheel and try and face off those bars and hopefully build yourself a nice little parcel.
Oh, I know it would.
There's even a couple of little red pieces in there too.
I've never. Oh yeah, sure enough.
Stones like that too. Nice little bright crystal.
Boom.
And you can sort of see on that end how it sort of faces. Should cut nice bright little stones and yeah, cut the larger ones as well. So once again, the Opal Valley Field, Kudapiti.
That one's got great yellow. But Steve was saying this is the king stone here. Explosive. A few different color bars. He was talking to...
A little bit tricky to cut, but you know, I think you'd probably get 2 stones in that one. Obviously, being opal, there's no guarantees, but the red in that stone is really nice.
So the idea would be to split this top end off from the bottom?
Yeah, I'd face it off and see how far around you can get that top bar, and then probably, you know, you might have to slice sort of around it to get some small stones. Yeah, so hopefully you get a nice stone there, and then you'd slice that through there, and probably there as well. So probably potentially 3 stones, but until you put it on the wheel, you just don't know what's going to happen.
You can see how it's on both sides, folks. It doesn't just stop in the middle there. This one's phenomenal. Steed is super modest and humble. Folks, if you can't make your money back on this one piece, what are you doing? He's a good guy, but I'm telling you, I know how it works. Look,
Opal can break hearts.
Oh yeah, I hear you. You probably had it happen many times.
All the time. But when it goes your way, it's a great feeling.
So I know what it is. They're gonna quadruple their money and then sell off the pieces, and then make their money back again. I know how it is. That is
it happens to me sometimes, not always.
Do you have one that you remember that just you won't let go?
Yeah, I've had a couple. Actually, I had one just recently, which we'll probably get to when we get to the fossils. There's a belemnite pipe, and on the outside it was sandy. Had no idea what was on the inside. There was no indication of the colour. And as soon as I touched on the wheel, boom! It just started screaming gem crystal at me. I was like, oh, thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know, you win and you lose, but you got to win more than you lose. Now, back to Lightning Ridge again. So this is what we call fossily material. Now, there's some lovely colour throughout. There are some stones that will cut little jewellery stones, but I will full disclosure on this sort of stuff. If you're looking to cut perfect cabochons clean, this is not your champion rough. This is all wood fossil, shell fossil, and it does harbour inclusions. However, it's very good for carving, and you can carve and polish up some really unique looking pieces. So the stones that you're going to get are probably going to be, you know, sort of included, but quite pretty at the same time. A lot of character stones. You know, you get a lot of material to have a lot of fun with. It also has specimen value as well.
You know, like Americans, like Persians, they love pure turquoise, no matrix. Americans are the exact opposite. We want dirty, muddy, absolutely. And I think that Americans are definitely willing to have a spot of sand or like a vug, or
as long as it's still attractive, you know.
that's all. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
That's an attractive green stone. There's you know, you could probably sort of cut that one out, but it's, yeah, some of the smaller pieces might cut nice little clean stones. The colour's nice, but it with fossily material, it just tends to harbour inclusions. So this is all ancient tree roots. That's actually an ancient tree wood. Ancient tree roots.
Let me try this off so you guys can see some of the.
You see the roots, dude.
And you know what, folks? Even though this might not be as explosive as some of the other ones, someone would love this.
Yeah, it's still an ancient fossil.
As a specimen, as an opal itself, but also in a piece of jewelry. You know, people say, well, what is that beautiful stone? Oh, it's an ancient tree root from Lightning Ridge, Australia. How much is this parcel?
So this one here, I've got 1,000 on this one and 1,000 on this one. So even though there's more, it's lower quality, whereas this one actually has some shells as well. So, and this one has a few nicer, brighter pieces as well. So you see these, that's an ancient little pippy shell. So he's got the perfect sort of groove, perfect shape, plus kicks of purple. Now this sort of, you know, the right rough for the right person. Now, someone buys this, you probably go through and cut a few pieces, carve a few pieces, and also hold a few pieces purely for specimen value. So, yeah.
I'll tell you what, folks. On this, that's $200 right off of the parcel. You buy this for 1,000. You slang this one for 200. Someone who's gonna love it.
So this piece here, this is one I would cut. This would cut a nice purple stone. It's quite clean. It's already basically shaped as an oval. You should be able to cut a fairly nice clean oval. Sort of that blue, purple, green. This one the same.
Oh yeah, that is fantastic. A lot of these you can just face, leave the rest natural.
Yep, good mixture of specimen and cutting.
This one's phenomenal. Both 1,000.
Yeah.
You could, if you're after the color, if you're a cutter, or you're after color, or even a collector of color, you could sell the specimens right away. Oh yeah, that is awesome. This one's cool. This would be cool to contour carve.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting carving pieces in there.
You ever get into contour carving?
I do it sort of just to clean up stones, but as far as when it gets to the point of like carving into some kind of like figurine, I'm not an artist. I do a little bit of carving, but not a lot. My preference is cutting. But it's a skill that I want to keep developing though, keep working on carving.
It's getting better and better all the time. The tools are getting really accessible, and
it's becoming more popular, and I hope so, because some opal just looks better when it's carved rather than cut. Especially when it's set in jewellery, a freeform carving, it looks awesome.
Fantastic. Oh yeah, boom.
So this one here, these are all rubbed stones, and this is from the Cookranfield and Lightning Ridge. These are all from Lightning Ridge knobbies. Some stones that aren't probably going to go your way, and some that should cut some really nice crystal pieces. And there's some really nice blacks in there too. I'll let you sort of play with them and get the right light, but yeah, basically these need to just be finished being prepped, get them on a stick, get them shaped, get them polished, and there's going to be some lovely stones in this little parcel. So I think there's, what is there, 460 carats and $3,500.
Phenomenal.
There's going to be some stones that probably have a bit of wastage, but stones that do go your way, then Lightning Ridge Knobby generally is the most valuable type of opal. And yeah, it's a real sort of fun, probably more suited for the intermediate and above cutter. But this is how I bought it from the miner. So the miners obviously found this stuff and rubbed up just to expose the colour on a lot of pieces. I think he's stuffed up a few pieces, so some might need to be fixed. But yeah, there are some nice stones in there. So it's just how I got it from the miner last Lightning Ridge trip. And this sort of passing, if it doesn't sell here, I'll cut it when I get home. Yeah, good mixture of black opal and crystal opal.
Is that common that the miners will try to take away some waste and expose some color? Well, if they expose the color, then they're getting more.
It's actually more common than not, especially in Lightning Ridge. Kupiti, not so much. Generally, the opal is left as it's found. Whereas Lightning Ridge, they like, especially with knobby opal, because so much of the colour can be hidden. They like to expose it, and obviously they get a higher price for it because the cutter generally knows an approximate sort of carat weight of what they might be able to expect.
This one
We
is...
prefer it in the rough, and we do buy it in the rough as well, but you know, sometimes rubs, half the work's done, and it might, what we can see is actually exactly what we can use for our market, so we do buy rubs as well. But Lightning Ridge, the knobby opal in Lightning Ridge is commonly rubbed. We call it rubs. What I mean by rubbed is it's been touched on the grindstone just to expose the colour.
Phenomenal. Amazing parcel. Oh yeah.
I'll be honest with you, this is Matrix Opal. It's Andamuka, and like Matrix is not even my favorite type of opal, but you just don't see them come in that size.
And that much red. It's a high-end Andamuka piece.
Oh wow. That one is just fantastic.
Yeah, just over 84 carats.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It just fits in the palm of my hands.
Imagine that around the
Hi there, how are you
nice
guys?
large necklace.
Yeah, easy.
That's Matrix Opal. Yeah, go for it. You can take a photo.
We got some more here, a bit more of your standard sizes. So once again, this is all Matrix. So this, the one that Danielle just showed you, that's this all from the same parcel, and then this is a different parcel, but sort of red dominant Andamuka. So Andamuka opal isn't found like this. It's sort of it's colourful opal through sandstone, and we actually treat it with sugar, which seeps into the sandstone, and it darkens it and makes the colours lift.
Which is not a dye, folks. It's not dyed at all.
Not a dye. So it's treated with, it sounds horrible, the treating, so it's treated with sugar and an acid, but it's completely safe to handle. The treating is permanent unless you decide to recut it, and you get such a great look. And a lot of this can resemble natural black opal, but it comes at a very different price point. Mind you, this stuff is very valuable, but if that was a natural black opal, there would be extra zeros, probably several extra zeros on the price tag.
And when he says, so if you recut it, you can just retreat it.
You can retreat it, yeah. So if you want to recut it, that's fine, but it has to be retreated because the treating doesn't go all the way through the stone.
And is the sugaring something like you need a laboratory for?
No, most of this is done in the backyard.
Is it like a crock pot or something? It's a crock pot? Wow.
It's a pretty horrible way they do it, but it works. It works a treat. Sorry, the pun. Yeah, most of it's done in the backyard. I mean, you need your safety protective when you're working with the acid, and
Do you mind if I hold that?
Yeah, no. Go your hardest, mate. Pick them up, play with them. That's one of the best pieces of Matrix I've seen.
never seen Matrix this good before.
Yeah, it's up there with one of the best pieces I've seen. Now, it still comes with a hefty price tag. Now, we've got $12,000 on this stone. It's a lot of money, but for the look that you get, it's still solid Australian opal, and it is very, very rare still. But if this was a black opal and that kind of red and size, you know, you'd be looking at, hundreds of thousands.
And it's 100% real Australian opal. There is no dye. There's no glue in there. They're not adding like
safe in water
any kind of colors. Oh, it is safe in water, even though it's a boulder. It's not sucking it up or anything.
This one here is another one. We've got a really cool pattern on this one. So this one got $120 a carat on it. It's blue-green, but it has a really cool pattern. Now, I hope it's sort of picking up on it.
Oh, yeah. Now,
it's such a unique look.
A lot of the patterns have names. Would this be one of them?
You know what? It's funny because I know patterns in like black opal, but because the Matrix has such a unique sort of, it's hard to explain. It's like almost a jigsaw.
Wait, is this Matrix?
This is Matrix as
I have
well.
never seen Matrix that it looks like. I thought it was Lightning Rich.
No, this is all Matrix on this board.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
I'm used to like the. No, those stars. That's a super pleasant surprise. I've never seen Matrix like that.
Yeah, like you see, it's hard to describe a pattern of this one. A mixture of kind of like a jigsaw and.
I've also never seen Matrix this polished before.
Okay,
I've tried like some cheap stuff, and it did not work this nice.
Yeah, so we actually, before we treated it, because my dad cut the stones and a friend of ours treated it for us. He cut the stone to a nice semi-polish, probably around a 1200 grit, and then it was treated, and then he polished it with the cereal, just to give that a bit of a shine. So he actually polished it afterwards.
Cool, a little bit extra there.
Just to give it a bit more of a shine. So.
That makes sense because I just took the stuff that was already treated that I got at the show place for $10 a gram that didn't touch this at all.
Yeah.
And then it's
quite nice Matrix, yeah.
Holy
and we've got sort of jeweler parcels here too. So this we're selling it as a lot, and we got $100 a carat, so it'd be $3,200 for that parcel.
Not bad. I would want to make something.
Once that's set in jewellery, it really is such a cool look.
Absolutely gold worthy.
It's actually better. What I love about it, it's better out of the light, which is a sign of good opal. So if you're wearing it, you don't really need a huge light source for that colour to kick through.
Yeah, I'll show you over here, folks. Away from the light, yeah.
So that's our American Matrix.
Absolutely stunning. This one's 48 carat,
Yeah.
65 carats, 40
$40 a carat.
40 times 65. Hit it.
40. 2,600.
Fantastic. Sell off 2 of them, keep the rest. Make your money back instantly before you even put it in jewelry. I would have never have guessed.
Yep.
Awesome. So this one I'm gonna have to have Steve hold. Steve,
No. Now you can hold them. It's just a bit of blue tack to keep in place. Just maybe just hold them over the.
because the light is so brilliant.
Yeah, you're right. Take it out.
Well, I'm trying to find where
I
it
tried to
works the
film this.
best.
For some reason, it's a nightmare to film.
Because it's so
Does
intense.
not do it justice.
No.
I've never been able to get a good video of this to give it a true representation. But this is one of the finest belemnite pipes I've ever seen. It's 76.4 carats, and it's from the 23 Mile Field in Kibapiti. It's got like what we call mackerel pattern all the way down the face where I've polished it, and it's just an outstanding piece. It's a museum piece, this one.
Absolutely. I mean, folks, you really just cannot tell through this camera how explosive it is. It's was this the piece you were talking about?
This was the piece. Now, I should preface the fact that I didn't actually polish these ones. Now, I do some carving, but I do not have the skill to carve like that. Now, we have a family friend in Adelaide who is a master carver, and sometimes I send pieces down to him to get them carved.
Jeez Louise.
It's crazy, isn't it? This piece here absolutely had zero signs of any colour. It was just sand all the way around it. So you give that a hold and play with that in the light. And the colour has just gone, it went crazy. So when I bought that, I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I was very fortunate that if you look at the back, that's pretty much all I saw was white.
Oh,
And I just took a punt and I thought, I think there's colour underneath. And touched it on the wheel and just went boom. So not the best piece we've ever cut, but it was one of those moments where like, oh, hell, it's, you know, how good is it when it goes your way? And sometimes Opal, the colour's so hidden, and it just takes someone to come along millions of years later to find it and then to polish it. So once again, these are fossils. These are belemnite pipes, which is an ancestor of the cuttlefish.
This one's also a pipe, I believe,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, you just got to pull off
sorry about that.
pull off the blue tack. The blue tack comes free with it, folks.
Yeah. So when you touched it and it started exploding, did you stop at that point and get it straight to the carver?
Yeah.
You didn't dig anymore? You're like, no way, Jose.
I let him do the rest. Because I knew that it was going to be one of those pieces that needed to be intricately carved.
So nowadays, I imagine back in the day, they would cut this up for jewelry stones. Is
Yep.
that not the case anymore?
Well, my mum here can actually
Sometimes
preface,
we would even cut it up and make triplets.
Oh my
especially with
goodness.
shells, because they found so many
With
back
all
home.
these shells, yeah, they go
Dad-
through the slicing machine.
Dad would put them through for triplets because that was just, there was so much more Opal back then. Now here's a couple of my favourite pieces, and this one here. Now, pick these up and play with them, Dave. There's some. Yeah, it might not be real good against the black with the foam. Sometimes I find taking it off the black.
Oh yeah.
This is a lightning ridge crystal opal.
absolutely explosive.
And that's a black opal. It's cut from a, so that's the back of it. That's cut from a lightning bridge knobby. And that's
Can you wipe that one off for me? I think I smudged it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can give it a wipe.
'Cause it needs.
So this is a lightning ridge.
Yeah, you got it. Oh yeah.
This is vivid fire, red, orange. Even got greens in it. Try and get a good in the light.
Oh yeah. Boom.
But this one here is, so that's the back of the stone. This, I mean, this could be set either way, but not really doing it justice. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
It is just vivid. Right, so doublets and triplets. Now you can see there's a lot of colour, a lot of brightness there. And believe it or not, these are probably the least expensive items I have, really. We spoke earlier, you know, so this side here is triplets, so there's 3 layers. But yeah, these are freeform triplets, so really cool pattern. That one there, I love the striations. Yeah, so they're $250 each. But we have, so these ones here. So my dad cuts all of these. I don't cut the triplets. I did when I finished school. I went into the family business as I was cutting triplets. So they're $70 each.
Fantastic.
35 each.
35. You can't get dinner for $35.
Yeah, I know, it's almost criminal, but he only knows wholesale triplet prices. I know they're actually probably a bit too cheap, but
you ever say, Dad, come on.
yeah, well, I said, are you sure? I could probably try and bump them up a bit, but I said, no, that's what they were for me. So he's probably historically one of the largest triplet producers in Australia over the last, say, not so much the last 10 years, but the 30, 40 years before that. He was a huge triplet producer.
Does he have a team, or is it just him?
He used to, yeah. So now it's just mum and dad. So mum puts all the tops on. She helps him out a lot as well. So like I said earlier, it's a very tedious task, very time consuming, labour intensive is the word. But he's very good at what he does. But he's slowly getting out of the triplet game. He's mainly cutting higher end black opal now. Now these are doublets. And I've got a couple of doublets I cut just before the show, which this one here is one of the nicer doublets I've cut. This is from the 23mm. I bought this piece in the rough just before the show, and I was in a bit of a hurry. Like the day before I flew out is when I just finished the back of it. I had to get it done before Tucson. So $1,200 is a fair bit to pay for a doublet, but it's remarkable. It's a stunning stone. like the reds, and it's just so kicky when that set in a pendant would look stunning.
Absolutely, it's gold worthy right there.
Yeah, and if this doesn't sell here at the show, Danny and I will probably set this one in gold. Another nice little.
Oh yeah.
You see how bright they are, and I'll show you the thickness of our doublets. We try and keep, some not to bag out any other cutting, but some people cut them very thin. We try and keep a decent thickness of crystal and try and get a sort of a nice rounded edges, bit of a dome on our doublets, so they're nice and easy to set. There's that flash. There
Oh yeah.
This real, like almost a metallic sort of brightness.
Fabulous piece.
That one, the Opal there is $350. This one here's got another nice pattern, a little bit directional, but when it kicks, it's got a really cool pattern on it.
Oh, it is a really cool pattern. Do you mind if I hold that one?
Yeah, sure. You can take it out if you like.
Some cool like lines in it.
Yeah.
What do they call the lines?
It's almost, it's getting close to Chinese writing or script pattern. What do we call that one? It's probably closer to a script pattern than a straw pattern. Straw pattern's generally a little bit thicker lines, whereas the Chinese writing or script pattern is a little bit finer lines. So, and then we just got these little parcels here. So $500 for the bag.
Dang, that's a good price.
We call them jeweler parcels because a jeweler will get these and make a lovely line of ring and pendant stones and doublets, and they're great little sellers. So that one there, nice little, that would make a beautiful little ring stone.
Printing $300 bills off of that bag.
I hope so.
Putting it in silver.
Here, $150 stone, but a really lovely combination of purples and pinks. Love that coloration in Opal. Yeah, so once again we use black potch as our backing on our doublets. We cut them all ourselves. Now these are all little triplets.
I do need to do. I need to visit.
Is this one $200 for the each or
Yeah,
bag?
so with the doublets it's all price per bag. Lovely small ring stones.
And she even knew that you were
Not that we're trying to fool anyone.
she identified
So she should. Pay a lot of money for her education.
Yeah, right. I hope so. The favorite one of yours in here. But she just, you know, those two guys last year.
That one there.
Substantial stuff, which is good.
As far as crystal goes, it's sort of one of the better ones up there.
Especially the last two. Hey, it's meant to be. It's just money.
Well, that's
they all
it.
have value, okay? I'm going to try not to keep my head in there.
This here is one of the more valuable pieces I've got. And this is you see the perfect shape of a lightning ridge pippy shell with insane blue-green colour. Now, as far as lightning ridge shells go, this is probably in the top 1% of size, and also the fact that it's a perfect shape. It's one of the more special collector's items that I've got. This and the bell knot pot. So, lightning ridge Cookland Field pippy shell, and here's another pippy shell. As you can see, once again, perfect shape. But this one, my carver actually polished where the colour is. So that's such a cool collector's piece.
Oh wow. Fantastic.
Yeah. Another one, this is a large mussel shell. So these shells here are actually freshwater mussels. Freshwater pippy, freshwater mussel shells, whereas in Coober Pedy they find seawater shells. I think we spoke about that in our last video, but here we've just polished a window there. Yeah, nice big freshwater mussel. millions of years ago, this was a living organism. Now it's turned to opal. It's just amazing.
Wow. Is this a belemite?
Nah, so this is one of the best. I haven't played with the. So as you can see, this is an ancient tree root. So it's wood.
Oh wow!
But have a play with the colour on your phone and try and show the viewers how gemmy that colour is. Like, it is just phenomenal colour. It's a really cool specimen. And once again, this is probably a bit more of a museum piece. I reckon the middle piece has got the best.
No way.
Like, you can see at the end there. This piece could actually probably be cut or carved, but it's just such, it's so cool as it is as a specimen. Yeah, a couple of average specimens. Once again, millions of years old tree root, ancient tree root. And this is a lightning ridge as well.
Fantastic.
And then we have in favour of those, you might have seen those in Denver. Just love having them on display.
Never get bored of seeing them.
No, just to see shells actually polished out of the host rock, exactly how the miner found them. Well, not how the miner found them, but they're embedded in the original rock. So they're not glued in, they're actually just embedded, and we've just carved around them.
We're like a lot of fossils, they're putting it in a host rock to make it look like it was.
Yeah, they glue them in, but this is actually embedded.
Let's see if we get this little away so I can make that pop with it.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, so pop by again over the next.
Yeah, I'll be here
Whatever
all the
days.
way through the show, so you'll see me around.
Yeah, if you bump into any other of our old friends, bring them up. We'll tell them where we
I'm
are.
going to tell them where you are. I'm going to put that in the chat.
Oh, awesome. What, the alumni chat?
The alumni, but just the WJ.
These are all gold. You just move them around, Dave, as you need, mate.
Thank you. They're so brilliant that sometimes I have to make the camera struggle to make it.
So these are all Boulder Opal, and this is all set in sterling silver and sterling silver chain as well.
I'm gonna put up some shots of your website, which is fantastic.
Yep.
You do list these often?
Yeah, we do. A lot of these aren't listed on the website. In fact, the entire website store is unfortunately offline while we're here. It's just too hard to manage both.
Oh, right.
But as soon as we get back to Australia, we're going to be doing a large jewellery drop on the website. Stay tuned, because we're really going to be trying to offer jewellery worldwide through our website.
Folks, I will say, if you were interested, don't be discouraged if a lot is sold out. Just keep looking back, because they do sell pretty fast because of the price is fantastic and the quality is fantastic.
We'll keep working hard to keep making them.
Yeah. And roughly, could you tell people the price point of some of them?
Yeah, let's sift through a couple here, and let's start with
They're also good.
a doublet. So $160. Another doublet, which is once again $160. And then some of these Boulder rings, $270. So most of this tray, I dare say, would probably range around so $230, probably that $100 to $300 range.
Fantastic. Very affordable.
Nice price points, yeah.
If you folks have like a mom and pop shop, you can provide an amazing high quality product.
And so jewelers, we'll wholesale if they want to buy in bulk for their own store. We will definitely do our best to help them out to stock some of Australian Opal in their shop. So that one there, $250.
Great price.
Sorry,
Yep, $250.
it's
Nice
pretty much
gold.
the $150 to $300 range. Then some of these gold pieces, have you spoken about them yet?
Oh no, we have some
These are done
bracelets here.
for a local jeweller in South Australia. He is just an absolute wizard setting jewellery. So it's all set in 9 carat gold. This rectangle one here, it's a lovely black opal. Real dainty but attractive.
Real modern, in my opinion.
Modern? Yeah.
So you have something very special going on right now?
Guess how many opals are in the jar, and we'll give away a $100 e-gift card. You can use it on anything, cut stones, rough jewelry. Yeah, and we'll announce it on February 11th, the last day of the show.
So for people watching on YouTube, they go to our Instagram and they just DM. So we'll just do it after the close up on the jar. They can send us a DM of what they think is in the jar, along with their name and email address.
And this is like, I don't know, I think this was cinnamon, you know? Just like
Cinnamon,
a small
like a spice jar.
Yeah.
You can see compared to Dave's hand. So send us a message on Instagram how many stones in the jar with your name and email address, and we'll send you out an email at the end of the show with the count and if you won or not.
So we'll give an e-gift card here, $100 gift card at the show, and we'll do one online as well.
And so, folks, the link to not only their website, but their Instagram will be down in the description section, of course. So you can just, after this video, you can go down there, click on that, it'll take you right there. Give them a follow before you make the guess. Don't be like that.
We all know how the world works online.
Oh, man.
So yeah.
I'm going to make a guess right after this.
Nah, go for it, yeah.
What do you think? Come on. I'm going to say, how much? $570. All right, that's what we're going to do, $570.
We actually have no idea, do
We
we?
haven't counted them yet.
That's great. So up until February 11th, the giveaway is it's already going on right now.
Yep. Yeah, throughout the show, people have been guessing, and but for the online followers, we can still include them in the competition. So.
And there are a lot of great things to get for $100 here at Steed's. Multiple pieces in that. Pretty close, if not.
We've got jewellery like all these. These are all like $30 to $40, $50.
Really?
Yeah. And
Same with the rings here.
some of the rings.
Oh,
And
wow.
those are adjustable rings. Yeah, we've got. But that $100 can go towards.
Get 3 sets of earrings.
You can. Yep. So the price is on the back of those.
I mean, synthetic goes for more than $30 an earring.
Yeah, but this is still. I mean, they're triplets, but they're still
Real deal Australian Opal. Holy smokes.
Cut by my dad and mum.
Damn.
Yeah, and also anyone who comes sees us at the show.
Taste of Australia. Cherry ripe.
So every sale we'll get a cherry ripe, and Dave,
Yeah.
being a bloody legend as always, mate.
Yeah.
I gotta try one right now. Can you? I got it.
You got it.
Let's try it out.
So it's dark chocolate with cherry. It's almost like a bounty, but cherry instead of.
I think this is gonna taste better than Vegemite.
I hope it does. Vegemite you need to be raised on from like infancy.
Well, thank you.
We bought some Tim Tams too, but like, you guys get Tim Tams.
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
Oh, you gotta, yeah.
That will be the next one.
Oh, it's soft.
There's 2 stories. One they found
Oh wow, it's like a.
Is it close to anything? Paddle Pop's Australian, yeah?
It's like a cherry.
The other one is I hated wearing shoes.
Is it almond joy? Not almond joy. This is killer.
Little taste of Australia, and yeah, thanks so much, Dave, as always.
No, thank you.
Yeah, we'll hopefully be in touch again throughout the show.
What I forgot to ask at the beginning, which I will go back and edit in the beginning, the booth number.
Are we still filming?
Yeah. No, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
It'll be here. It'll be in the description section. It'll be in the beginning of the video. And I'm leaving that in because that was super cute.
Yeah. Now, if you're walking from the showcase up the main 10 at 22nd Street show, if you stay on the left-hand side, just as you enter into the north tent is where you find us, and it's booth U5. So showcase is like 500 metres that way. You keep walking north. Eventually you come to the north tent, and we're just on the just as you leave the main tent, enter into the north tent is where you find us and look for our banner. And yeah, hope to see as many of your followers as we can. So.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna go get a map. I'm gonna circle it on the map for you folks. All the information is down in the description. Yeah, come see them. This is fantastic. I think my very, very, very favorite Opal that I've seen in Tucson this year. Fantastic family business. Always getting better stuff. There's a lot of the rough went really fast in Denver, so feel free to reach out. Right now is the best way to reach out Instagram?
Probably Instagram is where we're most active.
And if someone doesn't have Instagram, perhaps...
Well, they can leave us an email. So opalsbysteed@gmail.com. So yeah, Instagram or WhatsApp as well. So
fantastic. If you're international,
Instagram, WhatsApp, or email.
No problem shipping international.
No problem.
Germany, India.
We send a lot to like Chile and South America, and yeah, worldwide. So,
fantastic. Yo, brother, thank you so much.
Thanks, Dave, as always. Mate.
Really a pleasure and an honor. It was a pleasure to meet you. He talks so much about you. And these things rock.
Awesome.
But not as much as those.
Come, 22nd Street show and get yourself a cherry rock.
Thanks, brother. See you soon.